Hello and welcome to my little corner of YouTube. If you're new here, welcome in. I hope you enjoy it. I do these as regular as I can. I hope you'll stay until the very end. And if you're a returning fan, so glad to see you. And I think you might actually really like this one. This is starting to get into the point where I was really getting going and banging out some really, actually that sounds rude, banging out, anyway, some good scam baiting. Oh my gosh, ignore me. It's the middle of the day. It's the end of the winter holidays, and the squirreliness is getting to me. I can't wait to just get out and be free outside. In lieu of that, I invite you all to take a seat by the fire. Get comfy and cozy and grab your favorite beverage, but be careful. You might be laughing a bit in this one. Sit back and relax as I regale you with the tale of a private Johnny Depp. Now, this particular one thought that he knew everything about everything, more so than many other scammers do. Like he was something. And he was it was Johnny Depp's private account with the johnny.depp.s.private.account. And then all his numbers that really got to me. And that is just right off the get-go. Hello, darling. How are you doing? Hello. How are you going? I'm doing good, darling. How are you? I'm okay. Where are you from, darling? I'm from Queensland. How about you? I'm from Kentucky. How long have you been a fan, darling? So, I asked, what do you do in Kentucky? Like, what kind of sights are there? Can't say I've ever been to America, so I always wonder about what it's like. Those are all slightly separate from each other questions. All questions that a man from America and from Kentucky surely should be able to answer. However, as you'll see, our scammer was not able to answer them. He just used the patented blanket descriptions, which belie the fact that he has no effing clue what he's talking about. And if the person you're talking to online, even in person, because you can meet a scammer in person. It's not so common these days as everyone likes to hide behind their computers. But if whoever you are talking to, phone, person, or internet, answers this kind of question in the way this man does, you know he or she is a scammer. Okay, well, let me know when you have found out things that are in your country. I'm going to grab a shower. So he comes back with, America is a beautiful place, dear. What he does in Kentucky, I am a musician and actor, darling, with a really huge fan base. Haven't you heard about me? I have. I don't know if I've uploaded the video of me saying it or not, or if it's something that you'll see eventually. But there was one scammer, and I do believe it was a Johnny Depp scammer, that when he asked if I, don't you know about me? I said, no, I don't know anything about you. And he was shocked because everybody should know who he is. Well, some people just don't give a rat's patootie. Then he says, America is not a small place, honey. It's filled with numerous states, places, and cities. I would really love you should visit sometime. Okay, well, when a person describes where they live or have lived simply as beautiful, it means they never been and have no idea. LOL, I mean, I'm sure I can get a better description of Kentucky, which is what I was asking about, not the whole state of America, from a bus driver than what you just did. It's okay. Just next time I ask a question that you don't know, be honest and please tell me that you don't know. Do you think our man will say, I don't know? In response to being a musician, I just said, that's about you, not about Kentucky, dear. Of course, he's going to ignore all this. You already know. Yes, indeed, just like the state of Queensland isn't small, so much to see and do. One of the biggest, not only of course, things to check out is the zoo that legendary animal handler crocodile hunter Steve Irwin owned before his untimely death. That man handled so many dangerous animals in his time that you would think a lion would be the one to take him out. But no. Can you guys guess what killed him, love? Actually, it was supposed to be can you guess, not guys. Oops. Can you guess what killed him, love? LOL, no, I don't think you can. A stingray! Of all the bloody things in this world, a stingray killed the crocodile hunter. Crikey! Anyway, I'm not much for zoos, but the one now owned by Steve's widow is not bad. It's clean, and they care for the animals better than most zoos in the world. At least this is my understanding. Any of my Australian friends, please correct me if I'm wrong. Ultimately, it doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong in this particular moment because the scammer doesn't even know what the fuck a Steve Irwin is, let alone what the zoo or what Queensland or anything is all about. But I actually generally, if you can confirm or correct me on this, I would like to know for my own personal information. A stingray, LOL, says our Johnny. And because he thought it was a joke. And in saying that the zoo in Queensland is pretty clean, he's like, that's really nice. So I said, you do know what a stingray is, darling, right? And I said that simply because he was laughing at a stingray. People all fear the shark, whom most likely is not about to try to eat you unless it smells blood in the water. But they're scared of the shark. And they see a little stingray and they think, oh, that can't do anything. Like, dude, half of fucking Australian wildlife's gonna kill you. Let's be real. Anyway. But so I'm like, okay, let's see. Do you know what a stingray is? Because clearly he doesn't. Yes, I do, he says. Well, what do you think about them? You can look them up if need be. Anyway, I'm just getting things done around home, I told him. Never really thought they'd be able to kill anyone, LOL. Point, set, match. He just looked at how beautiful, and don't get me wrong, stingrays do look beautiful. Some people think they're creepy. I think they look beautiful. But they are not nice to... Anyway. Okay, darling, he said about doing stuff around the home. Do you work or you are retired? Really? If you know what they are, then you'll know how deadly they are, I should think. Yeah, they're fish, but so are so many deadly sea creatures. Of course, the outback holds many dangerous bugs, insects, and animals. I had only heard the name, but just looked it up on the internet now and saw a lot about it. So, if I ask you if you know what a stingray is, and you've only heard the name, then clearly you don't know what a stingray is. Just saying. I had a 5-year-old once tell me a fact about bees. I'm a grown-ass adult. This 5-year-old told me this fact about bees. I said, "You're wrong." Turns out they were right. So even I don't know everything. Anyway, whatever. It has good looks, I must say, LOL. And then he asked me again about whether or not I work or am retired. Okay, so you don't know about them. Then when I asked, LOL, like I did, or it's supposed to be like I said, be truthful, honey. It's okay if you don't know something. Just say you don't know. Good looks, I mean, I guess they are sleek for sure. I've heard the name a couple of times, dear, and seen a picture of it. Yeah, that's true, he said about them being slick. This man's so cultured. I went through your profile and saw a lot of advocations on scams. Have you been scammed before? And I have mentioned in a couple of my other videos that I had gone, and I don't know. I'm guessing that it doesn't matter where you live in the world. If you're on Facebook, no matter where you are in the world, and there are going to be those advertisements for for lawyers that are supposed to help you with your crypto, because you've been crypto scammed and all this stuff. Like they're false. They're recovery scammers is what they are. And were a couple. I had never given a review before, but there were a couple that I started giving reviews, calling the page, the business page, whatever it was, out for being a scammer. And I did not realize that, I knew that they would not be able to get rid of the review. The review would be stuck on their page and they couldn't get rid of it to save their lives, which is why I did it. But apparently when you do that, it also gets saved permanently sort of permanently to your Facebook page. So anybody that can look through your Facebook page can see your recommendation. So that's what he's talking about. I've since stopped going on places and saying that they're scams. I've just been laughing at the advertisements. So that means that the people that are doing the scams, they have to keep redoing a new picture every time. And every time I see a scammer page like that, I just laugh at it again. And not that it's a laughing matter, but I'm just like, there's nothing else I can do, right? I don't want my whole entire Facebook page full of me rambling on about scammers. That's what this place is for. Anyway. Nope, never. I do know a lot about many different ones, though. Education is important in life. I made sure to look into how things are run in scam land all over the world after my disabled aunt was made a target. You know that the oldest recorded scam happened in 300 BC? I asked him. Okay, darling, he says. No, darling, about the scammers. It's amazing how lazy scammers are now than they were before the internet. You should educate yourself. I would look this up later. Of course, no one seems to want to learn these days. To which solicited his question, are you gay? How in the world we go from scammers to gay, I'll never know. No, not look up just that. I said educate yourself, darling, like in general. Because this guy knew nothing. The day you stop learning is the day you die, which is true, but he also knows nothing. Okay, dear, knowledge is more powerful than most everything, I said. That is true, and I'm a really big fan of learning. I try as much as possible to create time, despite my busy schedule, to get to surf the internet and discover new things. And then he asks again if I'm gay because apparently that's important to him. Of course, you need wisdom with knowledge as a balance. Of course, he agreed. You create time. How fascinating. How do you create something that I had always thought had existed? I really think having understanding is a really important aspect of knowledge as well, says our scammer. Being able to interpret what someone is saying and not acting naive is really a virtue. Now, if only, you know what? Never mind. Well, naturally, that's a part of learning. Hang on. Sorry, I just had this tickle in my throat that just did not want to go away, and I did not fancy hacking into the mic for you guys. Anyway, a 5-year-old what the heck? A 5-year-old wants things when they keep adding y. If you just regurgitate into from day Google, ask the time you show your knowledge poor. Wow. I've not re-looked at this scam bait. Shit. I sound exactly like a freaking guy from Africa right now. What the hell was I trying to say? That's a part of learning. A 5-year-old. You know what? I don't know. You just repeated shit some other man wrote. That's the conclusion of whatever the heck I just said. Oh, I can laugh at myself. No, you need to understand the hows and whys. Also, when asked something that you don't know, be a man and say, I don't know. Well, there you go. I was being a man and saying, I don't know what the fuck I just wrote in that paragraph. I'm still baffled. I thought that I could sit there and stare at it for a second and just, translate it, but I can't even translate it for myself. I try as much as possible to answer a lot of your numerous questions. And the ones I don't know, I do say I don't know. I really feel you're making a big deal about unnecessary stuff. Of course, the unnecessary stuff he thinks that I'm making a big deal about is scamming and being educated. Meanwhile, what he finds is necessary is, am I or am I not gay? And I've asked a couple questions which you haven't answered, darling. My numerous questions. LOL. Seems like you're the one that asks numerous questions, love. Often, like you're fishing or something. Yes, you're obsessed with my sexuality, I have seen. I have to wonder, why are you so obsessed? What is it I am making a big deal of? I must be bothering you, so let me clear that up. It's always good to say you don't know when you don't. Otherwise, you are a liar. I'm not obsessed with sexuality, dear, and I would respect your sexuality, darling. I would just really be polite, or it would really be polite, telling me and not rather making assumptions. Now, besides the fact that sentence structure is bad there, I can't really talk because you saw my previous sentence structure that I can't even interpret. The fact is he's saying that it would be polite if I answer his impolite question. Literally, would you go up to a guy on the street and say, excuse me, sir, are you a homosexual? No. He's just standing there minding his own fucking business. Why would you go and ask him if he's a homosexual? Is it polite to go up to a lady and say, excuse me, ma'am, what's between your legs? What do you have in your pants? No. That's not polite. But he is saying to me that I'm the one being rude because I won't tell him whether or not I fancy men or women or neither. Like, who cares about my sexuality? I'm not about to do him, that's for sure. His logic is flawed, and sadly, his flawed logic is shared by many people all over the world in many different countries. F you all that think this way. Just saying. I've told you time and time again that I am being completely honest with you, and I do not appreciate what you just said. Because he feels that I was calling him a liar, which I kind of am, but that was not the point of my sentence. Or was it? I think we've started up on the wrong foot and would really want to make amends. Of course he does, because he wants remittent. I would love to know you better, darling. Tell me about yourself. Love, you are obsessed. You asked multiple times and then had to make sure that you mentioned that you had asked. Normal people don't come out and ask about sexuality. You don't see a guy at the bus stop. Oh, I forgot I said this. You don't see a guy at the bus stop and say, hey, mate, you gay? How about them Yankees? I mean, maybe in your country you do. It's wild to say at least. Then, trying to gaslight me by suggesting that I'm rude to not tell you? LOL, you are a riot, you are. Let me say to you that I am pansexual. I was speaking in generalization, like you, as in you, a person. I didn't know I needed to clarify how I spoke, as most Americans would know what I was saying. You seem to take this all so personal. How fascinating. Not everything is about you, darling. And if you don't like it, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry you felt some sort of way about me, stating that humans need to have knowledge and to be honest when they don't know a thing. Yes, I will await for you to make amends for twisting my meaning. Then we can move forward if you still wish to. He didn't say anything, so I'll leave you with some wisdom my friend once gave me. No matter how your anger hot reach, ere no fit boil beans. Who dey argue na him dey tay for knee down. Men way naked no day put hand for pocket. Basically, what she was reminding me was to be calm and don't hyperventilate yourself, yelling all the time. When you have done or said something wrong, be quick to admit it, no matter the cost. Your integrity is most important, after all. Most importantly, always be honest with what is really going on in your life. Hope that helps you moving forward. And it did, because he blocked me. Yeah. Sometimes bringing out the pigeon makes them excited that they can talk to somebody that speaks pigeon. Sometimes it makes them confused about how I know pigeon. Sometimes it makes them angry enough or scared enough to block you. So now he is a very private Johnny Depp. Thank you all so much. I hope you did enjoy this particular video. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up and let me know you liked it. And you know what? If you just make that bell go ring-a-ding-ding, then you'll know when I set up the next video. I do try to do one a day. Of course, during holiday times, like we're just coming out of, it's not been as easy to do one a day. I know I got to get better on doing the shorts. It's funny. Shorts take more time to edit for me and put together than these videos. And also, if you haven't subscribed, just click subscribe. It is literally free and it's not gonna hurt you, that I know of. Unless it hurts your reputation that you're listening to me talk about scammers and then don't subscribe. I do not wish to hurt your reputation. Stay safe out there, everyone. Don't get scammed, because I care.